Hey, my name is Connor and welcome back to Crypto Empire, where we dominate the crypto market. In this video, I'll be going over my top real-world asset crypto picks for this crypto bull market cycle. Now, I'm convinced that real-world assets is a main narrative of this cycle, and that is largely because of one big name that I'm sure you've all heard about before, and that is Blackrock. Blackrock already has a real-world asset fund on the Ethereum blockchain that has been increasing in value. This article here from July 9th is stating that Blackrock's BUIDL fund topped $500 million as the tokenized treasury market soars. Now, there's one very big name that you'll see associated a lot with Blackrock when it comes to real-world asset crypto projects, and that is ONDO Finance. And long story short, ONDO Finance utilizes Blackrock's services to go ahead and invest into real-world assets and make it easier for normal investors to buy fractionalized real-world assets on the blockchain. We can read that the growth for BlackRock's tokenized product has been fueled by other decentralized finance protocols such as ONDO Finance and Mountain Protocol, using the BUIDL fund as a backing asset for their own yield products. So that's very key. And again, ONDO is the biggest real-world asset coin in terms of market cap, at a $1.5 billion market cap. And it is the first coin I want to talk about in this video. But before we go all into ONDO here, we can see that MakerDAO is another very important name to keep an eye on when it comes to crypto projects and real-world assets. MakerDAO is the issuer of the DAI stablecoin, which is one of the biggest stablecoins in the market and the biggest decentralized stablecoin. But nonetheless, MakerDAO's $1 billion tokenized treasury investment plan is drawing interest from BlackRock's BUIDL fund as well as ONDO Finance. So they have a competition to allocate funds. It's going to open next month, and it would give a big boost for the $1.8 billion tokenized real-world asset space. And BlackRock as well as ONDO Finance are planning to apply to this MakerDAO competition. So that is a narrative for real-world assets to heat up in August, which is next month. And again, we're in a crypto bull market as far as I am concerned. So all these things can happen quickly. And if you want to capitalize on this narrative, on the RWA narrative, you simply need to be positioned before things really start to take off. So now coin number one for this video is ONDO Finance. Right now, ONDO is $1.04 with a $1.5 billion market cap. Now, when it comes to what ONDO is building and what they are doing, so they are a blockchain-based platform that enables the tokenization of real-world assets, such as real estate, bonds, and stocks. You can see here the US dollar yield. You can earn 5.3% APY if you go ahead and deposit into this, or you can deposit into a US Treasuries RWA pool, and you can earn 4.79% APY here. Backed by the best. Coinbase is the biggest name here, Pantera and Founders Fund as well. Now again, they're utilizing BlackRock services, BlackRock's BUIDL fund. All right, so in terms of their exceptional partners, they have BlackRock listed here. But again, it's not like BlackRock is using ONDO. It's the other way around. ONDO is using BlackRock. But still, this could develop into something further. It's definitely important to keep an eye on this. And it's one of the main drivers, as well as, what ONDO is in general. But, the whole BlackRock association is really pouring fuel on the narrative for ONDO. Now, moving on, you can also see that ONDO has the Flux protocol, which is a lending and borrowing on-chain protocol, similar to something like Aave, but it's decentralized lending designed to honor transfer restrictions from permissionless tokens in order to expand the universe of assets it can support. A lot of jargon there. But nonetheless, the most important key points you need to know about ONDO is that they are trying to bridge the gap between traditional finance and DeFi, decentralized finance, aka blockchain technology. And they want to make it easy for any investor, big or small, to invest in fractionalized, tokenized, real-world assets. And in terms of the ONDO ecosystem, who they're using for service providers, again, BlackRock, Chainlink, Axelar, Coinbase, a lot of big names here, a lot of big connections. ONDO is a $1.5 billion market cap and the biggest RWA coin for a reason. Now, when it comes to the price chart of ONDO, all right, we're going to stick to investor characteristics in this video. And for now, we're going to be looking at price levels to look to accumulate this coin. So ONDO has a very important level at the $1 price range. All right, when it first was on its run up this year. Started in February at around 20 cents, and it first ran up to $1.05 in the span of around 2 months, right? Early February to March 31st, it peaked. Ran up from 20 cents to $1.05, pulled back, then it pumped up to $1.50 essentially. And it has come right back to that $1 level, and it bounced from there. All right, so anywhere near $1 should provide a good price for gains in the future. If we, for whatever reason, see a further decline in price, I will be looking at the 75-cent level for ONDO to accumulate the project. So these are the levels I'd be looking to acquire ONDO if I didn't have any and I wanted some. Anywhere between $1 and 75 cents should do you well. In terms of how high ONDO can go in the future, I won't get into a specific price prediction in this video, but I do believe it will be a multi-billion-dollar crypto project, so higher than 1.5 billion, expecting multiples on it even from this point. So that's coin number one for the video. All right, and that's the largest market cap coin we are going to cover. Now you can see there are a lot of RWA coins. Many of them have over a $100 to $200 million market cap. The coins we're going to be looking at now are going to be around $100 million market cap and lower. And coin number two for this video is going to be the Realio Network. All right, Realio right now, according to CoinGecko, it's a $75 million market cap. However, I do believe it's closer to $100 million. I'm not sure that CoinGecko has accurate data. But Realio Network is a project that I've covered here in the channel for a long time, going back almost 1 full year now. It has exploded in price over the year, going from around 20 cents a year ago to a high of $2.75. It has now pulled back to $1.36. Now, when it comes to Rio, they are focused on real estate, tokenizing real estate on the blockchain. They're also tokenizing art as well as collectibles, but essentially they created a decentralized marketplace and they allow asset owners to fractionalize and sell ownership stakes in their assets, providing a new revenue stream and increased liquidity for these fractionalized, tokenized real-world assets. So they partnered with some prominent art galleries already, and they've already tokenized a few collectibles and as well as some real estate as well, all right? And also when it comes to Realio, they are very big on compliance. And this is one thing that we need to really pay attention to when it comes to RWA cryptos is compliance and actual partnerships, because you can't fake this stuff and you need it if you're going to be tokenizing real world assets on the blockchain. You can't be some wishy-washy crypto project out there that's saying they're compliant with all these governing bodies, but they're actually not. The AI niche in crypto can be faked a lot, and we saw that with a lot of projects earlier in the year, right? A lot of these GPU marketplaces and stuff, they were all fugazi. But when it comes to real world assets, it's very hard to fake that stuff. You either have it or you don't, and Rio has it, all right, which is why it's one of my top RWA picks. Rio is also one of the strongest coins in terms of community, social media presence, being loud and proud on Twitter or X, right? It's consistently one of the top tweeted coins out there in all of crypto, has a very strong cult-like community. They're also building out a metaverse. Rio has a lot going for it, and I do think that it will have a stellar run this cycle. So when it comes to the Realio chart, we'll go ahead and take a look at it now. So the first thing I want you to notice with Rio is the fact that they went ahead and went parabolic, and it retraced the entire pump all the way back to the origin of the move down here at around 86 cents. All right, this was the origin of the pump. Pumped, came all the way back down. It took months of bleeding out. However, there was a critical support level over here at $1.25 to $1.30 that was being used many times throughout that multi-month bleed out. Price went ahead and broke down through that level, and then it reclaimed it. This is a deviation, all right? This is actually very, very bullish here. The fact that Rio has reclaimed this previous lost level. Very important and very bullish. All right, so for Rio now, it's showing strength. And with that being said, all RWA coins are showing strength. The market in general is bouncing back pretty nicely. So we want to be looking for Rio. First of all, if we can get it again below 125, that's key. All right, really, I'm looking at this area that formed over the past several weeks from 125 down to 85, 90 cents. Not sure it goes lower, but if it does, I would be looking at the yearly open at 70 cents. But that would be a really big gift, and I'm not sure the market does give that. So if you don't have enough Rio, I'll be looking at $1.25 down to 85.90 cents. In terms of how high this one can go, I think $10 is my minimum price prediction. I don't think that, actually. I know $10 is my personal minimum price prediction. So do with that information what you will. Not financial advice at all, obviously, just my own opinion. But yeah, I'm seeing Rio as one of the top RWA coins, and I would certainly look into it if you haven't already. Let's go ahead and move on to the next crypto project, and that is going to be IXSwap, ticker IXS, currently trading for just below 53 cents with a market cap of $94 million. Now, IXSwap names or brands themselves as the Uniswap for real-world asset tokens. All right, and they also, just like Rio and ONDO, have those credentials. They have that real-world compliance that cannot necessarily be faked. And again, they're building the Uniswap for RWA tokens on the blockchain. So they are a launchpad and DEX. They allow you to invest and trade real-world asset tokens of startups and for all investors. You can see here. So on their exchange, IXSwap focuses on tokenizing and trading traditional assets like commodities, currencies, indices, as well as real estate. And of course, they're leveraging blockchain technology to reduce costs, increase liquidity, and enhance transparency in the global markets. They're already partnered with some big names like the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, as well as the Intercontinental Exchange. Chicago Mercantile Exchange, CME, is responsible for commodities. So that is very, very big. So for now, IXSwap does have their platform to trade these tokenized real-world assets, and you can enter their world in 3 steps. It's just do their KYC basically, and you can use their platform. All right, so look into IXS. It is certainly one that has a lot going for it, a lot of really strong fundamentals, and it's not to be overlooked. I think it's going to do quite well this run. Not the biggest social media presence, but there are a lot of very vocal, active supporters of it. Nonetheless, let's go ahead and take a look at the price chart here for IXSwap. And looking at the price chart, similar to some of these other RWA coins, they held up a lot better than other coins during the dip, although they still saw 40 to 60% retracements from their highs. Now, IXSwap currently just below 53 cents, and if you just look at this chart, it's clearly towards the bottom end of its previous range because it did just reclaim it. So it is fighting to essentially reclaim this entire range it was trading in for many months before it broke down back to the yearly open down here, just below 40 cents. Again, that yearly open is going to be very key, and it's usually a very good level to bid in a bull market if the coin gives it to you, because not every coin is going to give it to you. Like Rio, for example, didn't give it, but IXSwap did. All right, so demand zone here is the origin of the pump, and the origin of the pump lines up perfectly with the yearly open. That's from 40 to around 30 cents, 33 cents. All right, so if you see that again, 40 to 33 cents, I personally am not going to think. I'm just going to execute, my personal strategy and go ahead and acquire it because that's the price I want to buy it at. That's my level of demand. Regardless, 50 cents and below, I think will do very well. I can see this project reaching billions in market cap, just below 100 million right now. So I think a lot is on the table for it to do well this cycle. Definitely one to go ahead and take a look at if you haven't already. Let's go ahead and move on to the last coin of this video. That's going to be Swarm Markets SMT. First thing, it's on Base, which I like a lot. I think Base is a growing and undervalued, slept-on blockchain. Coinbase's incubated layer 2 network. It's a white label of Optimism OP, but nonetheless, it's got Coinbase branding, so it will be very big. Now, Swarm Markets SMT trading for 61 cents, market cap $51.2 million. It's already on a few exchanges, you can see, like Gate.io, as well as MEXC and BingX, but the main place to get this with the most liquidity is going to be Uniswap. Now, when it comes to Swarm Markets and what they're building, it's another exchange where people can create and trade real-world assets, right? So the gold standard for blockchain-based finance. Tokenized real-world assets, my mistake. So trade real-world assets on-chain today, 100% asset-backed as well as compliant. Again, you cannot fake the compliance. It's very important, and all these projects have that. So all these projects are quite similar in nature. They're building similar infrastructure. You can see how they're going about tokenizing the real-world assets. You have the asset to the custodian, to the data trustee, to SwarmX, to the token holder's wallet, and then they can use the Swarm Markets protocol here to trade that tokenized real world asset that started over here in the real world, found its way on the blockchain. All these assets are 100% backed. They're integrated with financial markets, and it is 24/7 trading on the blockchain. So this one's definitely one to keep an eye on. One thing before we get into the price chart, frequently asked questions. So what does Swarm do? It's a platform that brings novel digitization and trading solutions to the world of traditional finance. Day to day, they work with real world asset owners to tokenize collateral and build trading infrastructure in a compliant manner. And they're the first organization in the world to offer tokenized US Treasury bills and public stocks that are tradable on a compliant, decentralized platform. All these projects have their own big claims to fame. Look into them on your own. Nonetheless, let's go ahead and take a look at Swarm markets in terms of the price chart. And we'll use the MXC chart here. Now, in terms of this chart, it looks kind of similar to these other protocols we've looked at. All right, it had the huge RWA pump that happened in March. They all did it. They all pulled back, found a level of support. Many of them broke through that level. SMT, where did it go? Well, it went to the yearly open, very important level, and also went to the origin of its respective pump. And it bounced very nicely from that level, which is the kind of reaction you want to see. All right, so pumped all the way up here to the daily time frame 100 simple moving average. This blue line here at 65 cents. Rejected off of that. Pulling back now, I would be looking at the bottom, at the support level here at 52 cents as a buyer or potential buyer. Long story short, all of these coins, in terms of what I think is going to happen to this narrative, they're all undervalued. So it's up to you when you want to enter them or if you want to enter them at all. But personally, I'm expecting them to do well, and I hope you enjoyed this video. So in this video, we covered my top picks for the real world asset narrative in crypto for this bull market cycle. Smash the like button if you did enjoy the video, and also drop a comment if you are holding any of these crypto projects, or if you think I should look into an RWA coin that I didn't talk about in this video. I would love to hear from you guys. Smash that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed to Crypto Empire. And my name is Connor from Crypto Empire. I'll see you in the next video.